All right, everything should be good. Hey, what's up, everybody? 4thGen hitting you back here. Welcome to 2021. Just so everyone knows,
Part two.
Part two. We already did. Yeah, we already did.
Because it's 2021.
That's right, 2021.
So I might as well start off with things going
start
wrong.
off with everything going wrong. Yeah. So I think a lot of people thought that the switch was just going to be clicked at midnight on January 1st, and that
No.
the world would be
Noticeably better.
a fairyland the next day.
It's gotten noticeably worse.
It's gotten noticeably worse. We're pessimistic on this show, not optimistic. It's had some stuff
going.
I mean, it's interesting listening to some of the talk show hosts now, and just like they're yay, Trump's gone, but it's not as entertaining as it used to be because they've run out of things to. Well, I mean, I think.
Well, I think if you know what to look for,
yeah,
it's just as funny now.
For sure. Yeah, that's true.
If you know what to look for, it's just not as. It's not as obviously funny.
Right. Like, like every day you could turn on and you'd be like, they're going to talk about Trump today. Like, it's just this everything was the Trump show.
Right.
Really, because just every day that guy had something going on.
Yeah.
So, wild. I was reading an article yesterday about people were wondering, like, well, where's Trump going to get his money now? Because he's lost a lot of stuff. Like, hotels aren't doing very good. He had like record losses and whatnot. There's conversation that he's going to be turning his followers into subscribers through like his own kind of like
for sure
media outlet.
Oh yeah.
And they were saying like it was going to make millions.
Well, like he can like what's crazy. He can just still go on speaking tours.
Yeah.
Like he will get 20,000 people show up and he can just ramp. And now that he has there's no like.
Doesn't need a filter now.
Not that he really had one in the first place, but he can just go for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome.
Well, it's crazy because like if we've seen him in the last 4 years with a filter, and now that filter,
tell us what you really think.
Yeah, right. Now that filter's gone, oh Lord, what is gonna happen?
I don't know.
Like it's gonna be the wildest thing ever. Like my thing, even like a year into his presidency, I was like, man, the books that are gonna come out after he leaves office, by his wife, by like anybody that had an inside look into what the 4 years was about and what was going on and conversations and stuff. So like the books that are probably going to come out in the next like couple months are going to be wild. Yeah. I mean, the books that came out during it.
Oh yeah, they were just
were wild.
Regardless.
Well, and it was just like all these X this, X that, got canned, got over here, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, totally wild. Like just a crazy world.
Yeah.
That was, and now we're back into it, and there's all sorts of our own problems have popped up here again. I mean, I think Biden's a really cool cat. I think he's like I think he legitimately wants to do good.
He wants to do a good job.
It's just I just don't know that. It's just can he?
He's 78 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's got a pretty good, like, I don't know Kamala that well, and I haven't really looked into it. We just jumped right into politics. I apologize, people. But she seems like a cool, like, she seems great. We'll see what a few months under the microscope does. But
I wasn't a fan of her.
Wasn't a fan
in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. If you knew her as a attorney, like if you knew her record,
gotcha.
In California, she
not so good.
No, she
really
locked up a lot of people to further her own career.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that always gives me a bad vibe.
Yeah. And I've never looked into that depth.
And I also and I mean on a more like moral level, I mean to say like I don't trust a politician, that's like saying the sky's blue. But like I just really didn't. It makes you a little like sick to have her stand on a stage and look at Biden in the eye and be like, "You're a racist. I'm a black woman and you are a racist." And then
true that. Yeah.
And then 3 months later,
rub elbows.
It's like sort of like, well, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, it's a campaign and whatever, but like to call somebody that kind of super. It's not
Pretty
saying,
next level.
Yeah, like it's not saying you're stupid and your policies are dumb.
Right.
And then but we'll work together.
Yeah.
To
try and make something
to
better.
make something better.
Right.
This is like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
same thing as me calling you racist.
Right. Yeah.
And then I want to come over for dinner next weekend.
What's up, buddy?
That was
It's for the cameras.
just
It's for the cameras.
I don't know,
man.
like that stuff. That's the hypocrisy that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
Yeah.
It like bugs me about the whole shebang.
Well, and I mean, I'll say one thing until it no longer serves my interests, so I'll start saying another thing,
Right.
and that's just, I don't know, that's people, but it's heavily in politics for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. And then like just some of the actions that was taken by the U.S. right out the gate, like within like not even 24 hours passed, and they're like, all right, shut down the Keystone,
start this up,
do that,
yeah.
and it was so wild, like all the things that he could do. I think there was like 17 or I think it was like 15 or 16 that he could do without even taking it to the floor for a vote. He could just do it because.
Yeah.
And that's that's kind of wild, but it's just annoying. American politics, particularly, but I think Canadian politics. I think politics in general. When you have a leader come in, spend 4 years trying to do something, and then the next leader comes in and spends his 4 years trying to undo what you did,
and then it just goes on
it's
and on.
just like this like brutal cycle, and that's just. It just is what it is. Like, it just doesn't seem like anything that anybody does is good enough to, like, you wonder how we get going. We're just always spinning the wheels. We're just stuck in the mud all
even
the time.
right now with I mean, okay, so in both countries, Canada and the US, like the Liberals functionally have a majority because they'll just tell the NDP to vote their way.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And then they're realistically looking at a majority next election,
Right.
because the polls are showing that, like, for whatever reason, Trudeau's got it lined up again.
Yeah.
And historically, whichever political party props up the minority government, so in this case it's the NDP that's been like their doggies,
Yeah.
they're wiped out the next election, because all that happens is your favorite, your like hardcore base or feel like betrayed,
Right.
and then the people who voted for you just kind of like casually are just like, oh, they're okay, so they're basically the Liberals, because like everything the Liberals put through the NDP were behind. So I'll just vote for the Liberals next time.
Gotcha.
So and historically, if you look at the political parties, that's what happens, is they just get the shit kicked out of them the next election.
Right.
When they do that. So it's looking like the Liberals are got it locked down. And then, of course, Democrats in the States control both houses.
Yeah.
House and Senate. So anything they feel like doing just kind of happens without any debate. Or if there is debate, it's just for show.
Yeah.
And then you end up, and then like you said, and then what'll end up happening is things will get not better. Things are going to get way worse. Sorry, it's going to happen. And then it'll swing in the other direction.
Yeah.
In the by-elections, they'll take the House back, whatever. It's just like, and in the meantime, we're just like, can I go to a restaurant and have a drink?
I was just gonna say. Meanwhile, what else happened when the clock struck midnight here on 2021? COVID's still stuck around.
Stuck around.
What?
It's damnedest thing.
Oh man, and that's like the new lockdowns. They had a minor spike after the holidays, which was anticipated. But it seemed like it was still less than what I thought it was going to be. I thought that it was going to be
well, Alberta's been just on like just on a nice, decline.
Yeah.
They're also testing less, so
that's
what's that all?
Yeah.
Hang on, we test more and get more. We test less and get less.
How does this make sense?
Still running with 0% flu.
Right. Yeah. No one got the flu this year.
Even though it's like, I just don't know. Can we get a scientist on here?
we should get a scientist on here. And then I guess the WHO finally they're like, I think officially trying like get allowed to go into China now and start doing like their investigation to pinpoint where it came from, and it's just like that's just the whole nother like, and it's what's wild, and I laugh at this every time they do like a worldly report. China's never in there.
No.
They never do China.
No.
And they're like, oh yeah, well this country make up the quarter of the world's populations. It's like, yeah, but how come we never hear a number from China at all? And that's like, another quarter just in its own country, right?
Yeah.
We never hear much about India either. Like we don't hear a lot on the numbers in the big reports, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
those are like your two largest populations. Like they should be,
Yeah.
like those are
Well,
important numbers.
China's just like, we're doing great.
Yeah, yeah. We're partying.
You know
We're
what? We're doing great.
Yep. Everything's
It's
great.
all
Oh no, what the hell's wrong with
we
the rest of the
burned all
world?
the bodies.
Yeah, the evidence is gone.
They just,
Don't worry about it.
it's just don't worry about it.
So,
Yeah, like
jeez,
it's yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you know,
the Olympics are still trying to push forward. They're still like, I think it's going to be a spectatorless like event.
Yeah.
But they're like Japan is just like, no, we're doing it.
We're doing
But
it, yeah.
The population of Japan is like, I guess it's really dropped on the interest to do it, and
Well,
they're
yeah.
really far behind on vaccines and everything.
but
else.
they were, although they were far behind on vaccines. I mean, they were really ahead on just
like locking it down and stuff like that. Yeah,
like locking it down and just kind of having, because people are just the populations like they culturally. I mean, it's one of those things where culturally and politically, like depending on how your country's set up, it gives you advantages and disadvantages,
yeah.
right? To deal with stuff like this and I mean, it's given them a huge advantage in the sense of like, hey, like first of all, the mask wearing was kind of
already there.
part of it, yeah.
like part of their culture as is.
Yeah, due to the pollution,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then just the general culture of just if I'm sick,
Yeah,
I kind of just do it as a courtesy.
yeah.
So they already had that going, the distancing and stuff. That was tough, I'm sure.
I don't know.
don't
Like
even think they did
distancing would
anything.
be tough for like living because they're so jam packed in there.
Yeah.
But there's such in the younger cultures. There's already this. I don't know how big it is. I just know of that it does exist. Like there's
They don't go out.
there isn't dating and they don't
Yeah.
really go out.
No.
Like and like even like the dating thing. Like they go to these like places where they pay for a date, but they're not really like there's not couples.
Yeah, it's
Like the
yeah.
Japan's population growth has dwindled massively. I think they're like it's like 52 or 56% of Japanese are over 50.
Yeah.
And because the younger generation are like not having
they're just not
kids, they're
doing
not
it.
getting
Yeah.
married. They're more concerned about career, business, opportunities, and having a good time and enjoying life. And they're like, yeah, having another person, a kid is not going to be
Yeah.
enjoyable. So we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
So it's so they
Kinda
kind of
scary,
have
right?
it is a little bit, yeah,
Kind of have like a population decrease. Europe is seeing that too.
yeah,
The vast majority of their population is actually immigrated in.
right. Canada's not far off that too. I mean, like I don't need like everything is just so many people are brought in,
Yeah.
as opposed to the population growing here.
Well, if you think about like in the U.S., they bring in 2 million a year,
Yeah,
and if you think about that, like Canada's got a 30 million. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like almost we'd be bringing in like we'd be adding 10% to the population
yeah, every year.
every year. I think we're at. I'm only saying legally. I think it's like 200,000 or 220.
Okay.
Something like that
In Canada.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
But even
wild.
then, like I mean, that's pretty wild. Like
That
when you
is
think
pretty-
of like
that's a
that's
number.
a year. So in 5 years, that's enough to fill up like Edmonton.
Yeah,
Like that's a new Edmonton every
a new
5
Edmonton.
years. It's pretty crazy.
that's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Well, and just infrastructure, like I'm always fascinated on just how it all grows, power grids and sewer and,
Yeah.
just like all like the fundamentals that we, need
Yeah.
need to live the current lifestyle that we all live, right? And then
Yeah.
to accommodate 200,000 more and a million more and so on and so forth
Yeah.
is wild. But we have so much land here. It's like, what's livable land, right? Like you go up Northwest Territories, like,
That doesn't
no,
count.
it don't count. Like, yeah, we got land, but it ain't worth nothing, right? So,
Yeah.
what else? And then, then that was the other thing was like the whole privacy thing has come up big time again with the Facebook and the Apple stuff. Like there's a big controversial thing there. Just heard today, GM has committed to not produce gas operated vehicles
Insanity.
at all
It's insanity.
by 2035.
Yeah.
I mean, we're less than, we're 18 years from that, right? 18, 20.
It's so
No, 15 years.
yeah, it's 15 years. And then like a lot of them like so California's they're saying it'll be illegal to buy a gas car by 2035 I think as well.
So, I mean, for GM to do it, and like the report was saying, like they got a long way to go because I think they only sold 20,000, I think.
Volts or whatever.
Yeah, last year. And so They got a long way to go.
But it's also, I mean, just
2035.
not like it's just not. It's so messed up that the marketing departments are running the show in the sense of like, you can't haul 6,500 pounds with a battery.
Yeah.
Like you can't, because if you test the truck and you design the truck and then you put 6,500 pounds behind it, the efficiency just completely evaporates. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then if you sell 2 million trucks a year, where do you get the batteries? Like,
Well, and that
where
was
do you get
another
2
thing.
million batteries?
And that's something that else has come up with Biden with this Buy America,
Yeah.
right? And
I'm going to make a bet right now.
do it.
I'm going to bet you that he's saying that the electric car, all of the government vehicles are going to be switched over to EVs, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm betting you they come from China.
Well, like just like financially, I don't know how the hell they're going to do that. So they have to come from. They have like they're
One of the startups in China are going to be supplying them.
yeah. One thing here in Canada and the United States that like I just don't understand how it's not like realized is that our status of quo of living, like our expectations of standard of living are so high and so expensive that we can't make anything here unless it costs
Pennies. Like,
well,
I mean, like,
it has to cost your arm and leg
Yeah.
to make it here.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay. And so to make it, it costs an arm and a leg. Then we have to pay an arm, leg, and a testicle to get it.
yeah.
So it's
But in the grand
just
scheme
doesn't-
of things, like, I guess that's the question. Would I pay, like, I don't even know if it'd be double
yeah,
for most things. And I'm talking junk. I'm
Right.
talking the crap you buy off Amazon that shows up at your door.
right.
What's double of $16?
Right.
It's $32, right? I don't even know if it costs double, but let's say it costs double. Let's say everything was double, like everything.
Yeah.
But you made double because your business, like your own business,
But then
And you
what's
had a
what's
job.
the value? Like I guess like at some point, what's the value then?
because you're not exporting your business elsewhere.
Right.
So if everything costs double, but everybody made double, like let's just say the average worker, instead of making 15, they made like $28 an hour.
Right.
Because labor wasn't needed, like, you know,
yeah.
right? And you had your like, you know, like my business was doubled because we had all these new companies in Canada that needed marketing, needed support.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Like if everything kind of like went up, but you, at the end of the day, your like physical, the amount you paid for stuff was more, it's still a net win because I can control my money.
Right.
Like I can decide where my money goes.
This is
But
coming
if I-
from here.
But if I don't have any money, I
Yeah.
can't control where it goes.
Right.
It's like, you know, if I make $24 an hour at a factory, that's $24 an hour I'm getting. But if I make $15 an hour somewhere, doing another job because that factory's in China,
Yeah.
what does that do?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
you know, and going,
Yep.
and then when shit like this happens, where it's like, okay, now we need to make
Boatload
masks
of vehicles or masks.
or syringes or a vaccine.
Yeah.
Weird. Like you can do those things.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, it's so, but if you're reliant on other countries, like there's trade, of course, but
Well, there's trades for the goods that you can't get.
Yeah.
So if it's like sugarcane or if it's like more
Pineapples.
pineapples, right? Like, you know, or like your country doesn't have the minerals that are required to produce cobalt or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
then there's that trade that happens.
Yeah.
It's and I guess like it was interesting to hear the lady say on the report, you know, we can either get windmills made in Denmark and put them here in the United States, or build windmills here in the United States and put them here in the United States. So, you know, like just some of the oh duh, you know, like like that makes sense. Like that's kind of how come. But like, and then I know they claim that 33 or outsourcing to foreign countries for work or like manufacturing and supplies and stuff like that to the government went up 33% when Trump was in office.
Yeah.
And then he's looking to change that, obviously. So,
yeah.
Yeah, so they're just like some wild, that's another one of those wild things that's happened. Movies have kind of not really changed. There's been some great stuff that's come out on Netflix and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
just all the stuff that I really want to see that was supposed to come out
Yeah.
a long time
It's
ago
like,
is just not there, and it's all like because of movies, it's because of the theaters.
yeah.
And I just wish that they would just do the buy-in and be like, all right, theaters are out for now. Maybe we'll go back to it
Well, they are
later.
like, so HBO, like, so Warner was releasing all their movies on HBO Max this
Right.
year, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's just not like the billion-dollar blockbuster is over
Yeah.
because, and to be fair too, like, and I think it's a human failing. I think if somebody like, it's just like what happened with music. I think if somebody says, "Oh, you feel like that? Here, you can watch it." It has no value.
Right.
So if I get out of my house, put pants on, if I don't wear pants in my house, put pants on, go to the movie theater, pay $25, buy the pop. I'm into the night for $80,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there in a dark room.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
Keyed in.
I'm keyed in.
Yeah.
I am. I think the experience of a movie changes if somebody is like, "Oh, hang on, pause it. We got to go do this."
Right.
Oh, pause.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're
I gotta
not.
take this call.
I got to take this call. I got to do this. I got a text from. I'm half on my phone anyway while
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
That's a real loss to the movie, like to the experience. So
Right.
if like some of those movies, like, are you going to make it through a Scorsese movie
Yeah.
on your couch with a 50-inch TV and the kids like yelling? Nah, I don't know if you will. I don't know if most people would. And it's like, it's sad. It's too bad. It is.
I mean, those are all like, really, really good points. So where does it go? Like, what's, like that's,
Yeah.
do they commit? Like, one thing that I think Disney's doing a smart idea on, but it's insanely expensive for them right now, is doing like WandaVision, where it's like we're making a movie, or like Mandalorian is genius.
Yeah.
We're making a movie, but we're doing it in a series. So now instead of a 2-hour sit down, it's only like a 30-minute sit down,
Yeah.
right? And so they're microing everything,
Yeah.
but delivering ridiculous quality,
Like the same quality.
right? And so movie quality at micro levels to hold shorter attention spans and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. I think that part's genius. I think Disney's jumped on board with that, and I think it's really good. Netflix is starting to do that. Like all these series that are coming out. And so if people want to watch a movie, well, they'll sit down and binge watch it for 12 hours,
Yeah.
right? But if they want to watch it in chunks because they've got stuff to do, they can do that in chunks.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big win. But yeah, like you're right, like the $1 million, but the $1 million blockbusters are over for sure. But these series that are coming out, like WandaVision, when they were
Yeah.
reporting on how much that flipping thing cost to
Yeah.
make,
Like, it wasn't cheap.
no, it was like 235 million or something.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cripes, like they make like full blown movies.
But they're also,
for
I mean,
that.
the on the other side of the coin, from a studio standpoint,
Yeah.
well, if normally in the old days somebody had cable, they'd have cable, and then they would go see a movie once in a while. Like, I love movies. Like, I would, like, at my height, I was basically going every weekend to theaters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a normal person, it's your $15 every. Some people, it's like 6 months.
Oh yeah. Like we
Or 1
barely
year.
ever went to the movie theaters, even when things were
Yeah.
like it had to be a movie that like we
really-
wanted that experience. So it's like
Yeah.
Avengers, yeah, like we want the boom and we want like I
Yeah.
want the gauntlet ripping past my face, right?
Yeah.
So then we would go to a movie, but we're not going to go to a movie for like a I say chick flick, but like a rom com or like
Right.
we're not going for that.
Just
It's
to
got
kind
to
of see
be
whatever movies.
yeah, it's got to be actions. I want to feel the thump of the machine gun in my chest, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. So that was the primary reason for going,
Right.
Or then you just go like, I just need to get out of the
But
house.
now, so
okay.
now Warner is getting $10 a month from you, whether you go or not.
Right.
So in a way, they're just basically hedging their bets that it's like, okay, so we're going to get more money from people just mindlessly it's a $9, $10 charge that they don't really
Yeah.
feel versus spending 200 million and saying, okay,
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
you go see it.
Hopefully this thing flies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I don't know. It's going to be, I mean, I think some things will go back to normal because I think human beings just have the need for it. Like the restaurants will be packed again.
Yeah.
There will be shoulder to shoulder restaurants. We will go see concerts again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we will go see a live band.
Yeah.
You know, they're like the mosh pit will be back. It's just, you know, the family dinner is going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going to have a 40-person Christmas. Like it's just going to happen. But there are some industries that just took such a shit kicking.
Yeah.
That not only did it's like commercial real estate.
Yeah.
It's like who the hell is going
Holy.
to build a $50 million skyscraper now and fill it with offices? Like nobody.
Did you hear about the CN Tower?
Yeah, they sold it.
They sold it, but it was sold for debt. Like the person that bought it just bought the debt.
Bought the debt out. Yeah.
All right. So it's wild because I think it was only like 50,000 or 500,000 or something like that, and then the rest was just the bought debt.
Yeah.
And like that building's like empty.
Yeah.
Epcor Tower empty, Stantec empty. Like there's just like there's not empty, but there's like a really low number, right?
Yeah.
And they were saying like we're in a commercial real estate crisis right now, and it's only going to get worse.
Of course.
So like they have to
Because they're not going to come back.
Calgary's
right?
been there for
a
long time.
2 years. Yeah.
Right.
They've been empty.
Yeah.
empty.
Even pre-COVID, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it just is interesting. But I mean, just driving around Edmonton, like on 184th Street, you go down 184th, and it's commercial lease available.
All left and right. Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
The whole thing,
Like 184th is one end of the city to the next, commercial, and it's just empty.
Yep. Yep.
And it's
Messed
just
up.
getting more empty, and like closeout signs, like Carpet Roll, and all these places. Like Carpet, I think is kind of leaving the world anyway, but Carpet Worlds and you know these small parts places and stuff like that, just gone. Like it's all shutting down.
Yeah.
Lots of closures. So it's yeah. I mean, like it's and I mean they're still talking about another mid 2022 when they figured that Canada will be fully inoculated. But then these new strains that are coming out, like there's just so much up in the air.
You're not gonna
Outpace this.
You're
thing.
not gonna outpace it. Like
No.
it's we've really fucked pardon my language.
Uh-huh.
We've really fucked ourselves.
Yep.
Because what happens is that how we reacted to it
Yeah.
is the set.
Yeah.
You can't go back. Right.
Yeah, you had to kill it immediately.
So you either had to wipe it out immediately
Yeah.
and not even let it get a foothold, which the politicians had no interest in doing.
Yeah.
And now that it's kind of is what it is, yeah, it's like what's going to happen is as soon as they get a variant that they find that somebody who got vaccinated got it, they have to go back to the start.
Yeah. Well, I know, like they were like
That's what's
like,
messed up.
they were even saying like this, you know, well, like, again, you hear conflicting reports, but this last report we read was, or article we read was that they don't even know how long the dose lasts for.
Right.
So you'll get your first one, then you do like 30 days or whatever, you get your second one. But then they're saying like that second one might only last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before you need another inoculation. And then with all of that being said, they're saying that it still doesn't stop you from spreading it.
Yeah, well, that's the other big.
So there's like so much.
Yeah, because I get like how the vaccine works.
Yeah.
The virus is still in you.
Yeah.
You don't like wipe it. It's not like a traditional vaccine where it
eliminates or you build the
the
antibodies.
the antibodies just come in and kill it.
Kicks it out. Yeah.
It basically just makes it sort of so it can't get you.
Yeah.
But if you sneeze on some poor bastard, it's on him.
He's a guy.
You know what I mean? So
It just
if he's 90 with 3 existing conditions, he's a goner.
He's a goner.
So like what it's created this scenario where in a lot of ways there is no way out. And
Right.
you kind of have to be like, okay, so what's the deal? Like, and our lives can't be this like train of closures and openings because businesses don't like. Who is going to build a 2-story, $10 million restaurant after this? Nobody. Because why would I do that? Because if the government can just
shut you down tomorrow. Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to like minimize my risk, like minimize how exposed I am.
I think you're better to just build a kitchen and instead of waitresses, you just hire like delivery people instead of going through skip the dishes because they take 20%, 30%.
Yeah.
Right. So like just hire like
buy van,
8 vehicles and you know,
the logistics of that, the problem with that is that you can't, that could totally work. And I do have some clients who've gone that way.
Yeah.
But it's with delivery chunks. Like we go on a route.
Yeah.
You've pre-ordered.
Yeah.
You're getting your food between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And they go on a route, drop it all off and come back.
Gotcha.
But the problem is people are over that already.
Yeah.
Because what they want is like sitting. So I'll just give you an idea.
Yeah.
In my condo building, there's about, there's got to be probably 150 units. People won't even go to the lobby to get their food. That's messed up.
We've gotten that lazy.
Like that's, you know how lazy that is?
I know.
Like where it's like -30 outside and it's a blizzard and you don't want to get in your car and go pick up food. Fine. Right? You didn't want to cook at home. Fine.
Yeah.
But you literally, so now we have skip drivers like 10 at a time.
Right.
Wandering the hall, like wandering the elevators, wandering the halls to get to people's,
Yes.
you know? And it's like, that's messed up. Like you can literally go downstairs in your pajamas.
Yeah.
And just take a bag from somebody and you won't do it.
We need those tubes. Like we need those air tubes that go to all of our houses, and then wherever anybody is, they could just put whatever they need in the tube and shoot it to you.
What, are you gonna stuff a cheeseburger into this cylinder?
Like,
but it's messed up.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, what does that mean? Like, where are we going? Like, what is this? Can somebody tell me what this is?
No, that's the problem. Nobody can tell you what this is.
You know?
And where are we going? Like, and it's funny. With some of the delivery options now with Skip, like you can deliver just a milk, or you can order just a milkshake. It's like I want a milkshake from Mickey D's, and
you can just order a fucking White Claw from a bar. Like you can order a can of shitty alcoholic spritzer.
Yeah. Isn't that it's wild?
Like it's pretty cool.
Like it's almost like the like the Skip is like gone the Amazon route, you know, except it needs to be faster, but
it's fundamentally changed how like what we think convenience is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
when
that's
before,
wild.
like when 15 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, like before delivery period, like before, like all you could get was pizza delivered or chicken, right? Like the convenience was, hang on a second, I just come and sit down and you're going to fucking cook for me? And you're going to bring it to my table and I just eat it? And I just pay it?
Revolutionary.
Like, that's awesome. You know, like it's just so, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Like, I don't know where we're going to be. If there's a virus that doesn't end, vaccines that don't end, no money, what is that? What does that look like? You know?
We got to get off the rock. 2 things. One, for delivery. We just watched Ninja Turtles not too long ago. It's
so good.
The original, like
oh my God, 1989?
Yeah, 1989. And
so it's like one of my favorites.
Watching the intro credits of everybody eating pizza, like right? Everyone's eating pizza.
Pizza looks so good.
And like the guys, the pizza delivery guys on the mopeds, and they're just, you know, with the little things strapped on the back and stuff. Like, and it's just like, oh man, like those were the days. Like that's so cool. Like you know,
you can get pizza like that in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 places.
Like the massive New York style sliced pizza.
2 places.
Okay.
And this is we're not even sponsored. We're not sponsored. But if you want to send us money.
You want to send us a pizza?
Or pizza. Seps Pizza.
Seps, okay.
Seps Pizza.
Yeah.
They're just on the U of A campus.
Oh, okay.
And like just off.
Great place for something like that.
Yeah. They make you can get a New Yorker,
Yeah.
like, and it's big,
Like
and it's got the
what
New
is the
York
size of
flop.
those?
It's no, I mean it's the box is probably
That's
you can
that's
see
a
this.
big box.
It's a big
like
box.
that's
Like
20,
it's
it's over 24
it's
inches.
I'd say
Or it's at
it's
24.
probably 24
Yeah.
inches if I had to guess.
Dang.
So Seps, they only do pick up and delivery. There's
Yeah.
no dine-in. So they were already set up for this shit before it even started.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah.
But unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like unbelievable pizza. Old school, just like that.
Yeah.
And Tony's Pizza Palace,
Okay.
North Side.
Okay.
Tony's Pizza Palace, they have the New Yorker. Like they have that style pizza.
With the flop.
With the flop.
Love the
fucking
flop.
flop is like amazing. And it's like, oh,
Okay.
Man.
I know what's coming in for supper tonight. It's
I guess I'm getting,
yeah.
pizza.
Yep. Saps.
Yeah.
Okay. Done and done. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I love that stuff, like that traditional style. Like, I mean, I never in my life had a true, legit Italian pizza until I actually went to Italy. So it ruined
Yeah.
what Italian pizza is here for me. So like when what was it? What's the it's a kind of a fancy pizza place, flatbread. There's one. There used to be one by On the Rocks, right next door to On the Rocks. Famoso, right? Famoso's good.
They were good, yeah.
They were good.
They were good.
But just when I had an actual like I was in the first time I had pizza was I was in Rome
Yeah.
and I had this legit like from this legit family like Italian pizza place and when it showed up and it was flatbread because my whole life
Well,
I mean I was
it's
like
bubbly. It's like a
yeah like
bubbly,
yeah like
soft,
exactly
kinda
bubbly
like
soft but
wavy.
it's like thin right
Yeah.
really thin and my whole life I mean I was 24 I think when I went to Italy. And my whole life up to that point was traditional thick bread.
like from Boston
It's like
Pizza.
yeah, like Boston pizza, a pizza 73,
Yeah,
like
just that
all
style.
bread with a little bit of cheese sauce on it and some meat, right? That was it. And then I have this thing, and I'm like, what? Like this is pizza?
Like the pizza, like no shit. That like the double flour, the high temp, like the pizza oven's like 800 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like in and out.
It's in
like-
and out.
Yeah.
Like that dough, man. Like you don't even. I'm not even joking. You can eat it like with nothing.
Yeah.
You can literally they just throw it in and they don't even put anything on it, and you just the bread, like just
Yeah,
the, like
just
dough.
delish. Oh,
So good.
And when it's fresh like that,
Yeah.
yeah. And that was, I think I was fortunate enough to be at that place. And then like all their beers are like 1 liter, like they're just monster beers, right?
Yeah.
And
Buco is really good actually in town.
Buco, okay,
For that, like they have like a really nice pizza oven,
nice.
and they do it that way. They're good. Like
Good.
yeah, there's you can. And
There's a
Edmonton,
couple.
Actually, we're pretty lucky. You
Yeah.
get some pretty killer pizza in Edmonton. You go someplace and you just can't find a decent slice of pizza. Fucking
Free of your life,
anyway.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
We've become a big fan of mostly because of the convenience, but Blaze. I like what
Oh,
Blaze
no,
does.
seriously?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Like we've been
That's,
digging Blaze because we can make our own and
it's
whatnot.
tough for me
So-
to hear.
I'm sorry.
It's like
And then we were talking.
worst pizza I've ever.
It's between good pizza. Well, we were talking like I think if we ever got like another house or whatever, I would love to have one of those outdoor
Yeah.
stone
Stone,
ovens.
yeah.
The stone ovens. We've seen a couple at some houses that we visited, and it's just like that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like anything. The idea is great. Is the reality the same?
Well,
kind
and
of
then it's like, are
scenario?
you ready to clean it? Winter hits. You got to cover it up. You got to clean it out. Like, is that what?
Am
that
I
gonna be
really
like?
going to be out there with a giant,
Yeah.
apron and giant shovel? It's like,
It's like I
maybe,
feel
don't
like
know.
if anybody could do anything, you'd have these backyards with there's the stone pizza oven, there's the pool, there's the hot tub, there's the rock climbing wall,
Yep.
there's like the ski-doo track, like there's like all these things that people would just be like, yeah, that's a sweet idea, let's go do
Your
it.
backyard's like a mini city.
Just a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly.
Nothing ever was working. It looks like a Klondike day, like
Yeah.
K-Days area. It's just everything's half
Falling
broken,
apart,
Fucking
yeah.
Galaxy Land, West
It
Simpson
broke
Mall.
once. I don't got time
and
to
I
fix
never
that
fixed
shit.
it, like, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of like where my coffee situation is. Like, I like that's the other thing. We looked at a house, or we were watching some houses online, and yeah, there's this place, the giant coffee bar, right, with like the giantest, it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna put a coffee bar in my house someday, and it's like, nah, it's probably not. Gonna
It's like, no, I'm not.
because I'd have to hire a barista if it was ever gonna get used.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, we'll cut her short there. Right on. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back more consistently this year. We were actually
We always say that.
we always say that, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. F this COVID and all that sort of stuff. We were talking about getting some guests in. That's gonna be some good times. It'll be a good year.
Yeah.
We'll make it good.
2021 will be good.
You betcha. Right. Peace out,
Later.
everybody. Have a good one.